Is crucifixion sexy?
Start your sublight engines. It's time for RuPals Pod Race, a queer Star Wars podcast. Welcome to our discussion of the first episode of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. I'm Jess. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on social media at Kawaii Jessio. And my gender this week is is Babu Fricks, plural. I know they're called Anzellans, but when I watched The Mandalorian with my older sister, she started screaming, like literally screaming, because she's like, "Oh my god, Babu Frick!" And I was just like, "No, they're not Babu Frick, and there's multiple of them." And so she was just like, "Babu Fricks!"
I know all of the Babu Fricks. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
God.
You know, like a murder of crows. It's it's a Babu fucks of Anzellans.
So
Babu
true.
Why'd you change it to fuck?
Because
Babu fucks. We've established this.
Canonically.
guys, there's a fanfiction that I won't be bringing to RuPaul's Pod Race, a queer Star Wars podcast, but I was looking today through a tag. I won't disclose. Well, it'll be kind of clear what tag I was looking through. I found a fanfiction wherein Babu Frick and Zori Bliss do make love.
Now,
Okay, and you're not gonna drop a link.
Right.
Anyway,
okay, starting off strong, Noah.
Wow. That was such a lovely transition. I'm Noah. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on social media at the Jewish Jedi. And my gender this week is my official conversion to the Bo-Katan Church of Milthery, because I saw her on that throne and I was like, I get it. Everyone, I get it.
hi, my name is Mel. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me on social media at Melvin Culpa and on TikTok at Greco Rex. And my gender this week is the Armor's Resin Pyramid Etsy shop.
She was absolutely because we were watching the episode together, and we were also watching it with Julie and Mackenzie, and the Armor started making her silly little helmet, and we were all like, this looks like a resin, like a girly who's making a resin pyramid on Etsy. Beskar pyramid.
Did you guys ever see that thing on TikTok of the person, well, I guess people who are making pet memorial and human memorial resin pyramids out of human
Yes.
ashes?
Yes.
I think that she would do that.
Oh my god, that they go to fucking Mandalore and do that?
So, no, because they're like, well,
No.
because the
Is
armor is going to be...
Shut up! Mandalore is crystallized. Is Mandalore not just a giant resin pyramid?
You're so right. No, okay, because they're going to go to Mandalore and she's going to be like, this is the way that we bury our dead. And by that, I mean we put them in a resin pyramid.
The fact that they already just came up with the color scheme for this random kid's like Mando helmet. What if she's doing those like videos where it's like roll for Mando helmet colors and design? This week we're gonna
So true.
here's our customer for this week. We're gonna roll for your Mando helmet design. Let's get our features.
Is that not? I'm sorry, not to bring this up, but that's just what the Sorting Hat does. I think. Do they have like
No,
a
we
like a
can't
cool
talk about that.
non-transphobic Sorting Hat?
Actually, the Children of the Watch don't believe in academic tracking, so no, they don't have any stupid little houses for their children to go to. They just are like, you have to put this helmet on and never take it off. Also, your name's Derek now.
I love that.
Oh, that's been my other favorite thing about all the Mandalorian unnamed Mandalorians we've been seeing is that I like doing this thing on twitter.com, which is to say going onto it, finding a picture, making up names for said Mandalorians, and then hitting tweet and lying on the internet, on Beyonce's internet, about the names of these Mandalorians. You'd think with the names that I was giving them, such as JCPenney, that people wouldn't think that I was being serious. But I've gotten multiple inquiries about where I got my information, and also if it was just in general true. So,
Remember Rungo?
Rungo. Let's go, Rungo.
That's my favorite Mandalorian, actually, is Rungo.
I'm pretty impartial to Megan.
How many Megan jokes can we make consecutively, week after week?
Actually, you're not allowed to make any more Megan jokes because you haven't seen Megan yet.
Claudia see Megan challenge.
Claudia, you're in a Megan Bargo.
Meg Bargo. This is to say that if whoever made Blumhouse, if Blumhouse wants to get in contact with the 4 hosts who have seen Megan, they're more than welcome to, so we can be in Megan too. The Meganing.
I'm Ollie. I use any pronouns. You can find me on social media at Ollie Fresh. It's fresh with a PH. And my gender this week is Children of the Watch Baptism on the Beach from Old.
Damn, a Megan reference and then a Beach from Old. This is
RuPaul's
greatest hits.
I also was like, God damn, that stupid ass, pointless ass creature is so angry that they are on the beach from Old. I think it was trying to save them. Like,
no, that was my girl from Jurassic World. She made a cameo and was slaying.
I was also like, that's her home, and they're invading her home and then killing her. Leave her alone.
No, I know. I was like, also, I was just like, I got fucking jump scared by Paz Vizsla. Also, I was really, really worried that little white child was Djarin for a second in like a flashback.
No, same.
I really thought he was.
God, this better not be Din.
To be fair to you all, that is how a young white Chilean child does look.
No, because like he looks nothing like the younger Djarin that we've already seen.
Oh wait, we have already seen him.
No, yeah. I will say I was alarmed by that at first too, but then I also saw Paz and I was like, Jesus, is he like decrepit? How old are they making this guy?
Well, according to Jon Favreau, he could be any age. That was a joke. Guys, media literacy is important. That article did not say that. That was just a misrepresentation of that quote. Bo-Katan is not 90 years old. It's okay. We're gonna live, guys. We're gonna live another day. Sorry.
I was about to cancel the Din and Paz shippers and be like, he's age gapped.
No, literally. I had that exact same fucking thought. I literally said it out loud, and as soon as I said it out loud, Din showed up in his ship, and I was like, oh, okay, thank God. Never mind. Not that I'm a Din Paz shipper. No offense if you are. God bless you. You're doing a lot of work, but...
because when Ain is right there, fuck you, actually. That's my take. That's my stance.
Let's go, Dix Nation.
Also, I have to say, the helmets, they were looking a little, like, Technicolor, and, like, the helmet didn't even match his little outfit. I was like, what in the... I don't know. I was like, the helmet was not giving.
Wait, no, because actually, now that you mention that, I know you haven't introduced yourself. Fuck you, Claudia.
We actually only have 4 hosts because only 4 of us have watched Megan.
Exactly. But what I was going to say is that has just made me realize your comment in talking about how they have a different variety of colors, yet for some reason Din has this fucking dorky ass chrome color. He is literally like the millennial beige parent.
No, leave him alone because he's slaying and everybody else looks like they walked out of a... I don't know.
Look at what Grogu is wearing, quickly.
Okay, also spoken like a true millennial, Claudia.
No, I'm not defending millennial beige. I think he should dress his fucking child in something other than a potato sack. I'm just saying that, like, they can be colorful, but can they at least, like, make it match or something? Like, at least the armor, she's got, like, a vibe going. She's styled. She's whatever. Everybody else looked like, I don't know. They were very cringe. I'm being such a bitch. I'm sorry.
We need to put Tiny Jewish Girl on the scene immediately. She would make sure that they all looked good.
I think, though, it could have been the case again where they just asked, like, fans to come be in the thing, and those are, like, the fans, like, Mando, like, suits.
You've now made it sound like such a bitch.
Yeah, you just disrespected, some person in fucking Rebel Legion's Mando OC Dilbert.
Actually, I'll say, not the other Mandalorians.
You talk about Jake Penny like that.
It's just the helmet they have for the little kid, where I was like, they couldn't even, like, match it to his clothes. Like, it just looked weird. I feel so mean. Anyway,
no, it's okay. It did look low-key kind of goofy because of the proportions, too. It was like, I was so worried that she was going to put it on his head and it was going to not fit.
No, there were 2 issues happening there. One, they had the sound of, like, the airlock is happening. His hair was fully out. Girl, what does that mean? That was...
Also, what was it locking onto? He was wearing, like, a t-shirt.
Exactly. Followed by... I just feel like that's so impractical to give your Mando armor to a fucking prepubescent child. They're gonna grow out of that so quickly.
Well, his head isn't gonna grow anymore. That's the point.
Is it?
I hate to break
Your
this to you. Heads get
Your-
bigger as you age.
Okay, after
Claudia,
after
Claudia, no,
15,
no, no,
maybe
no, no,
not.
no.
Okay, but
Claudia.
That kid was not
That kid
15.
that kid was maybe 12.
Did Claudia introduce
No,
herself
she did not.
yet?
I did not, but I do want to talk about Timothy Zahn's rough day is going to be updating again.
We can't be doing this. Introduce yourself.
Oh wow.
It will be posted on Sunday, March 12th, 2023 at 9 p.m. EST. Hi, I'm the 5th host of RuPals Pod Race. My name is Claudia. My pronouns are she, her. And you can find me on social media at Kaludia Says, Kaludia Says. My gender this week is Crocodile Hunter Djarin, otherwise known as Florida Man Djarin. As we
So
were
true.
discussing before, I did that little child. I was like, "Is that Djarin?" And then I had this whole moment of being like, "Oh my god, is Djarin from Florida?" This explains so much. And then it ended up not being Din, but that does mean that they are raising these kids in the equivalent of space Florida, and I think that's really funny. And they're just like Mandalorians. They're wrestling in the fucking space Everglades. I think that's fucking hilarious. And I mean, he's not the crocodile hunter, because the crocodile hunter would be like, no, don't kill the animal, that's bad. But this does mean that Djarin will be killed by a stingray, a very large one.
Jesus Christ. Oh god.
Wow.
So
Purgle!
I was gonna say the Kargas do have little like tentacle like things, like
Oh
how
my
stingrays
God.
got their little like tail.
Dean Djarin is gonna get. Whoa! I just said Dean Djarin.
Dean,
we can't keep doing this.
Oh wow.
I was gonna say Din Djarin has been killed by the Purgle, and then I. Oh
Not
wow!
the gate.
Dean Djarin is what happens when Dean Winchester marries Din Djarin.
Okay, now wait a minute.
Wait, I need to look on Archive of Our Own.
You don't have to look. I know. Don't worry. I'm
Is there
just saying,
fanfiction?
Jensen. Yes, Jensen Ackles is like the right age if he was to play romantic opposite Pedro Pascal. Sorry to make it about this again, guys. I want to talk about the Mandalorian.
Yeah, let's. I have something to say. um you mentioned this in your gender, the idea of this being Florida. I'm obsessed with that, but also I'm obsessed with with that same token that they're Floridians who are getting their ass beat by a very large crocodile, alligator. No, because I was like, listen, I get that like the Krayt Dragon was the combined effort of the people of Freetown, the Tuscans, and Din. But I was like, they handled that shit relatively well. I get that it was the element of surprise, but these guys had like bombs and guns and jetpacks.
And yeah, it
And
was
they
like, you guys
were
are
getting their
elite
shit
warriors
rocked.
of Mandalore, and you're getting your ass beat.
No, because here's the thing. I think that it's a very useful, I think it's a very interesting thing. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but when Bo-Katan talks about the Children of the Watch and how splinter groups rip them apart, I think obviously she has like guilt about that because she knows that part of that was her fault. Well, at least she perceives it as being her fault, despite the fact that she was like groomed into it and was a very young woman at the time, a teenager at the time even. But despite that, I also think it's very funny. It's an interesting comparison to Death Watch and like the Children of the Watch and how that exists. But also Death Watch, they would have had that shit handled. I don't like Pre Vizsla, but I know I don't like Pre Vizsla, but I know he would have had that shit on lock. He would have been like, okay, guys, I might not be able to beat Maul in a fight, but I can beat this fuck ugly creature.
No, but literally, I also was wondering, I was like, why can they not beat up this one fucking crocodile?
Drowning and shit, like
Okay, the part where it like turned over and they all had like their little ropes hooked into it, they all went flying, and I was like, you guys are stupid. Like, this is not how you fight a really big alligator.
Like once
As
again,
if
I get.
we know.
Listen, like I get the element of surprise and whatnot, but first of all, I just feel like it was so dangerous doing the like having this baptism work in the way that it did. I just feel like it was just set up for disaster, and then fucking Din Djarin rolling up in his fucking gentrified ass Naboo starfighter. No, because he fucking put He painted his beautiful Naboo starfighter the most god awful color. I'm telling you, he's a millennial.
No, I got angry because I was like, oh, it's the beautiful like chrome color, whatever, and then he just made it look like some regular ass fucking speeder shit. I was like, now it looks like a fucking Toyota Camry.
Okay, but like that's very Djarin chorus take something really awesome and we're like, it needs to be a Toyota Camry. I'm envisioning a Toyota Camry. I will also say y'all need to not have baptisms where it's even mildly possible for a really big crocodile to jump out of the water. You should
So
know better.
true.
You should know better.
Or
Hashtag
at
be
least,
better.
like, at least a couple feet away from the shore. This is a water-based animal. It can't walk. Like, it's not gonna come get you. Like,
It's a crocodile. It can walk.
It did not have...
It had legs.
It had feet.
fuck.
And it walked out of the water.
Damn, how come nobody...
It was an
No, 'cause-
alligator.
Several Mandalorians did almost get trampled to death by the creature.
God, it's kind of like Lenore in that way.
No, literally, it did give Lenore. Lenore is my dog. She is a dachshund. I moved across the country a couple months ago, almost encroaching a year. Whoa! And when I saw her last, she was chunky, but I saw her over the weekend. Wow, what a round dog!
She looks like a mop.
No, 'cause,
Lenore,
like,
I'm so sorry.
She does. You did not see her. Guys,
no, but Judy
it's
is
so
just like
fucked
that
up.
too. She's also very moppish right now, and she will trample me when trying to cross the bed if I'm in her way. She does not give a fuck about if I'm lying there. She will just step on me like, fuck you. And that gator also was stepping on those Mandalorians like, fuck you.
I know. I love that the Mandalorian, or not the Mandalorian. Oh my god! I love that the armor was almost met her watery demise from this little guy. Anyways, we've been really harping on this little fucker, and that was about 30 seconds of the episode. So
We've been like
Wait,
armchair legislating this, being like, I would have taken out the crocodile better.
Listen, I like the idea of the RuPals are like, you know what? And to prove it, we are going on a trip where we are going to take out a giant alligator.
You can
Be
support us
prepared,
by
Florida.
send us money to all of our Cash Apps and PayPals, and you can pay for our trip to the Everglades where we'll start wrestling some gators.
we don't even have to go that far, dog. Like, if we just all crowdfund and go to Disney World, do you guys remember when that child got eaten at Disney World?
No, what the fuck?
Yeah, there was a child who got eaten by an alligator crocodile. I really don't know the difference. I'm sorry.
It's
I
an
was-
alligator if it's in Florida. It's a crocodile if it's in like
Okay. It was
the
an
Nile
alligator
is a
then.
river in Egypt.
Okay. It was an alligator then.
Oh, I have a few more things I wanted to say. Not about the alligator, but about fucking Paz. Because I keep thinking about the image Claudia sent earlier with the shot where when he's flying on his jetpack and it's like POV like on top of his head facing him, and then just like Claudia sent a picture of that. And if any of you know about the meme with Megamind from the movie Megamind, like this zoomed in picture of him and there's like no bitches, and there's that Paz shot and with the text no bitches on it.
It's like it's a lot like, it reminds me so much of Black Adam, of that meme that everyone was using of The Rock where he's like flying towards the camera. It's a lot like that.
I love when we explain memes on this podcast.
I thought you wanted us to explain memes.
Yeah,
So I
every
did
20
actually
minutes,
try
Claudia
to
is like,
help you.
for our viewers at home, could you explain how drinking water works? And then we have to
not
sort of
saying it's
talk through it.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Anyways, now that we've dragged the alligator to filth and the Mandalorians, let's discuss our general views. The Mandalorian is back. Like, it's like, not Star Wars is back, because Star Wars been around, but like the Mandalorian is back. So let's think about, what are our thoughts? What are our feelings? What are the vibes?
Okay, I just want to say this. I know we said we're done with the giant alligator conversation, but I have one more thing to add. I have to say this. Whilst the Mandalorians were flapping consistently in the Cloud Square, the large alligator, you know who wouldn't? You know who would take that alligator down so fucking fast? Megan. I just wanted to be clear about that.
You're
Yeah,
so
No, 'cause
right.
you're so true.
Once again, she is the true Magdalore.
See,
Literally.
I was really anticipating and hoping that you were going to say Axe Wove, so That joke did not hit in the same way that it did.
No,
my-
That's
I was
it's
gonna-
really
I was gonna say
brave of
Boba
you.
Fett.
No, it's Megan. Also, Mel, I think we have to be aware of the fact that personally I'm of the belief that Megan and Axe Woves are in the same like rest stop right now. We don't know where, but they're hanging out.
No, because have we seen Axe Woves and Megan in the same room?
Okay, now we're talking.
Okay. Do you guys know how Tony Stark has that gay little Jarvis in his head in the Iron Man movies?
No.
Axe Woves with Megan's AI in his helmet being like, "Wow, you stupid idiot. Where your friends left you, you dumb cunt."
Like fucking GLaDOS in Portal. Megan is the
Wait,
potato.
Okay,
wait.
aged. Okay, decrepit.
Oh wow. Okay, what I was going to try to say is that you guys remember the show that did exist, Book of Boba Fett. So here's my pitch for Woves, a Star Wars story. I think that it starts right before the scene in The Mandalorian season 2 where Boba Fett and Jinn are like, "Oh my god, Bo, Casca, can you guys come help us?" Where, Axe Woves is not there. So Axe Woves gets into the bathroom at that bar. Is locked in, can't escape. Someone kicks down the door. Hours later, Bo and Casca are gone. It's Megan. She's like, we can't be doing this. And he's like, oh my god, so true. And so it's like a rags to riches story of Megan and Axe Woves becoming besties. I have some thoughts about that. I'll have to talk about them later on in the episode vis-a-vis Bo-Katan and her relationship to Axe Woves, but we will get there when we get there. Guys, the Purgle were crazy.
Okay. They really were. Also, can I just say, this was not the vibe of the scene, but did anyone else get sort of reminded of that part in The Prince of Egypt when God parts the Red Sea and they have like the whales in the background?
100%. I got that, and also Fantasia 2000 with the whales.
So true.
I do have to say, like, I know that was their little, hey, y'all like Rebels? We're gonna string you along for the next year. And I was like, okay, I'll eat the crumbs. Yum yum yum.
I can't wait for Din and Grogu to be in imminent peril, and in their darkest hour, Grogu reaches out and summons the Purgle. Now that he's seen them, it's kind of like how Ezra did it, where he's just like, "I saw you, bitches. So now you and I, we're home dogs."
I will say also it's a bit of like world building, because the whole point of the Purgle is that they're supposed to be like the deer of the hyperspace highways. Like there's too many of them. They're all like, the whole thing that Hera says in the Rebels is that like, we don't have to care about them living. Like there's too many of them. They get in the way. People get in accidents, like whatever. So like it's the equivalent of Grogu looking out the window on at night and seeing deer on the side of the road. Like so it's mostly just to be like, yeah, they're in the hyperspace lanes to make it normal, I guess, so that they're not these like magical beings. Who put POV? You have to shoot a Purgle with your truck-mounted shotgun. I mean, the fucking guns on the ships are truck-mounted.
I would like to posit that they're more like moose, because they're giant and will fuck you up if given the opportunity, I think.
Are they Canadian?
Wait, no, they're like buffalo.
Oh my god.
They're like big as fuck and are like
in the road.
Step up.
Moose are also big as fuck. Have you ever seen a moose?
That's true. That's
scary.
True.
They can tear a Prius to shit.
Dad, watch out, your Prius! I like the idea of him.
Is that not literally what happened to the Chimera in Rebels, though?
Grogu was fucking scared. He saw the Purgle like shadows and was like, "Hold on!" Crawls back into the cockpit with Din, who's passed out. And is just like, "I'm just gonna sit here. I feel safer over here, Dad. You're asleep, but there's some creatures out there."
I just have to say, what is the logistics in the ship for him to be able to like slither down around the dad's seat? And then when he's still when they land and he's still in the bubble, and then somehow he's supposed to get out and get into his little egg. They never show how he does that. He just appears places, and I was like, whoa.
That's what I was wondering too.
I would like to posit that Din has installed colored plastic hamster tubes and that Grogu just sort of like maneuvers through those to get around the ship.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I would like to say that in our chat, Noah has written hamster tube, colored hamster tube. Like, he's like desperately trying to get this information out. He's like, please, guys.
It's important that the people know that my theory is hamster tubing so that later, when there's an extended sequence in an episode wasting 15 whole minutes explaining that how Grogu gets around, they'll be like, look, Din installed this colored hamster tube. And that's how he gets there.
Instead of getting the important, like, Mandalorian lore, we get a fucking entire episode just dedicated to him going to, like, 8 different local pet shops to be like, okay, I need a tube this size. And they're like, okay, that is not a hamster that you are using this for. It's not like a chinchilla? He's like, no. Goodbye.
Do you guys have a ball that I can put like a small... It's not quite a chinchilla, it's like a little bit bigger, and then they're like, what is it for? And he points to Grogu, and they're like, no, you need to leave.
Oh, okay. Also, I am obsessed with the idea that we're laughing of Din going on a fetch quest, but I am also deeply afraid that he is going to be having to go on a fetch quest to get the parts to put IG-11 back together.
I'm also, I don't know why I kept thinking about the logistics of things. I guess I keep thinking about it too much, but like he used to have like a whole ship that had like, you know, places for food and clothes and guns, and at least like a year has passed. Like he has to be living somewhere and like a bathroom and stuff. And now I'm like, he basically lives in a Formula One car that he turned into a Toyota Camry. Like there's no bathroom. Like where does he keep anything?
The reason we haven't seen Din's feet in the Razor Crest is because there's just like bottles of piss lining the ground.
Din Djarin piss jars? He could sell those. I figured out how Din is making money without bounty hunting anymore. He's just selling mass quantities of piss.
Wow. Oh wow. Anyways, so yeah, Din and the armorer have this really like interesting conversation where she's like, "You're not a Mandalorian, you stupid bitch." And he's like, if I go swim in Mandalore, well, can I still be Mandalorian again? Does she? I can't even remember. Does she? Is she like, oh, okay, word, yeah, or is she just kind of like,
you know,
she literally just says, "This is the way."
No. Like the whole conversation goes down. The conversation goes down where, like, you know, she's like, you're not Mandalorian, stupid cunt. And he's just like, you said that I would be forgiven if I go to Mandalore and, you know, do a swim in the funky, fresh little, secret mine water. And then, but, you know, he's also just like, you also said that Mandalore got turned to glass and is poisoned. And, you know, basically her saying, yeah, get fucked, you're never gonna be forgiven because this planet is destroyed. But he's like, but I'll go there anyway, and I'll prove to you that it's fine because I found these Jawas that gave me the funky fresh little resin pyramid that wasn't sold by you.
I don't know what the logic of that was. Because she looked at it and she went, yeah, I mean, this solidifies the fact that the whole planet was turned to glass. I don't know what proof this
what
is.
She's probably thinking. And he's like, I'm gonna do it. And she's just like, okay, bye, you dumb fuck. We'll never see each other again. But he's like, I'll be back.
I also loved how when he was talking to the armorer and she's like, this is the way, her tone of voice was like, yeah, man, look, if you want to go waste your time on that, follow your bliss, I guess.
It was kind of
also
funny.
Not to talk about the Mandalorian covert again, but what the fuck? You know, when we last saw them in the Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian season 2.5 episodes, you know, when Din finds the armor and Paz, he's just kind of like, oh, is like this literally all that's left? They're like, yeah, we're the only two left. And now they have this funky fresh new little group of people and they're baptizing new kids. Like, where did you get them? Huh? Where did they come from?
They started doing fucking spaghetti dinners.
No. Well, that was my question. It's not just the kids, it's the adults. I'm like, where did they Where did they find? I guess like the implication is like there were other Mandalorians like Din who like were out and about, and they had to call them in. They had to call in the satellite desks, the satellite locations. I don't know. They had to call them in and be like, "Hey, we got to restart from scratch." And also, I know there's been a lot of discourse about what.
No, but I was gonna say, Din spent all of season 1 looking for other Mandalorians.
No, literally, I'm
Like-
so confused.
Yeah, that's why I'm really confused. You're confused. I'm confused.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying is like, yeah. So Jon Favreau, he said something that got taken out of context where he's like, "Oh, it's been like 2 or 3 years since we last seen Grogu," and I think people thought that he meant in the universe when he meant like literally, even though it's only been like a year because we saw him in the Book of Boba Fett. But still, clearly some time has passed. They've like rebuilt the covert. When he talks about Greef Karga, he's like, "Oh, it's my old friend." Like clearly, it's been some time.
Yeah, they're also like, wow, like Navarro has clearly seen a lot of upgrades since I last was here.
Yeah, so like clearly it's been some time, but we don't know like how long. I'm very confused. Also, like in the Book of Boba Fett, like he was just putzing around doing stuff while he was like, "I lost my kid," and now I don't know. I don't know. It's all very unclear. This goes into some not great things, I have to say, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I don't know. I was curious. I was like, what is happening here? And then, like, we had kind of began to mention Greef Karga's back. Yeah! He's slaying the day away.
And I mean, he was using his head.
Boo.
No, because Din Djarin getting to do fucking quippy one-liners, I was like, you know what? Fine. You win. You win this time, John.
Yeah, maybe there's a time and place for quips, and maybe it was that time.
Like maybe not Marvel, maybe here though. Maybe here. I have to say this was going to be my secondary gender, but like Greef Karga with the drip having two droids just to carry his train around, that is the biggest slay in all of Star Wars, and that includes Padme. Like Padme had handmaidens, sure, but they weren't holding her train, whatever. This man, Xylan Graf could never. Fucking Lando could never. Padme could never. Greef Karga, you are my bestie girl.
No, so true. It was really giving Princess Diana at her wedding, like with like the just the long ass train. I was like, finally, we're getting some Diana rep in this television show.
What is Greef Karga if not the people's princess?
No, literally, Greef
What?
Karga is the people's princess.
I'm just saying, I'm not asking for a version of the crown where Diana is just swapped out for Greef Karga and there are no other changes made to the plot, actions, or dialogue, but I would not
about
be upset
Spencer?
about that.
With Greef Karga.
I would love to watch Greef Karga horrifyingly eat pearls out of a soup bowl. You wouldn't want to see Greef Karga eat soup? Greef Karga ASMR? Princess Diana ASMR. Now, that's where she could have made some real money.
Okay, how do you think Greef was funding all of these new like renovations and all of the new community projects on Navarro? He's funding them by going live on TikTok and doing ASMR.
Wait, no, because you're right.
I remembered what I was gonna say now. The funniest moment in the whole episode of like what happened to Marshall Dune. It's like, oh yeah, she got a new job offer from the New Republic, and that's all we're gonna say about it. I'm just like, disappointing that she is not dead, but haha, I didn't think you guys were gonna mention it at all.
The way that they said, like, she got offered a promotion sounded not dissimilar to when it's like your dog got sent to a farm upstate. Like, there is no promotion, there is no field.
He was like, Din is not going to take this well. He's lost so much. I can't tell him. No, Greef fired her for being problematic. He was like, she didn't die. She's just like, she said something transphobic, and I don't want Din to hear of that. I'm just going to tell him that she got a new job.
She transferred to a nicer sector with lots of space to run free, and that's where she is now. There are also no communication towers there, so you can never speak to her again.
Yeah, she's actually on Exegol.
Cara Dune is on Exegol? Not clickbait.
She's stuck in the Wawa and Exegol. Finally.
With Sheets Palpatine?
No, okay. Actually, I don't know why. I think it's because I'm delusional. It's just like Axel Wolves locks Cara Dune in the bathroom and it's like, I got out. Someone had to go in as a sacrifice.
No, because I love that idea. That's very powerful.
That was the top secret mission.
So this is a total side note. I do want to talk about Bo-Katan's little, as Twitter said, lesbian sex castle. So according to Mando lore expert Julia from Star Wars English class, so she was on a moon, I think, or a planet in the Mandalorian system called Vala, which is the planet that Satine is from, but Bo-Katan isn't. I guess they didn't grow up together. I didn't know that. Something like that. I don't know. They have a large age difference, whatever. And I was like, how is this castle so like well maintained? Like, she didn't build it, clearly it's old or whatever, but I'm like, oh, is that her childhood home? Because that would be kind of sad. But yeah, then
No, that's like literally what it is. It's like the Kree, like, and it looked like
the Kryze manor, kind of like the Ren manor.
Yeah, and it had what I am assuming to be the Kree's coat of arms, which we've never seen before, but I think that was like on the banners, so it would make sense that this is an ancestral home.
Yeah, I think it's like, in like how old like nobility or whatever the fuck used to have like their like town home in like the big city, which would probably be like in Sundari, and then that's their actual estate, probably, kind of deal.
I did also realize in that scene, it was like, oh, she's like, oh, I'm alone, I'm whatever, and like she just has her droids or whatever. But like she had to be like sitting there to receive him, so she had to have known he was coming and then be like, hold on, I need to go arrange myself bitchily and sluttily on this throne so he can walk in. Because like, what does she do? Sit there all day? No, she doesn't. She set that up, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I feel like Bo is low-key, high key in her depressed unemployment era.
She's just like me for real.
I feel like Din like hailed her and was like, "Hey, queen, I'm pulling up. Can you like have someone to greet me or whatever?" And she was like, "Huh? Okay." Rolled out of bed, had to get her like armor on, made sure her wig looked good, and then sat down on that chair and was like, "Okay. Oh my god, Din! I was just casually here, I was just doing some Sudoku or something."
I just realized they're both in their unemployed era. So he's the one unemployed friend rolling up to the only other unemployed friend being like, what are you doing? She's like,
and they're not okay. Fulcrum Transmissions just made a joke about this on their last episode. It was literally called Unemployed Friend on a Friday Night. So I think that's hilarious that we're all in that same headspace.
But here's my other question though, is I don't really know why he rolled up. I guess he was like, can you help me? Like, he didn't have to ask her for permission. Like, I don't know. I guess he was like, maybe if she was looking for information.
He was looking for the location of the mines, and she was like, "Hey, yeah, so you're gonna have to go to Sundari. It's under there, King. Have fun."
It's under Sundari where Korkie Kryze has been trapped.
Yeah, Korkie Kryze.
He's stuck in the ponds. Like, Din's gonna open the fucking, like, lift up a rock, and Korkie's gonna be like, oh, thank God, I'm saved.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be like a bog mummy.
No, don't say that.
That's okay. Do we know that swamp pirate wasn't Korkie, who's just been he's just been stuck somewhere and a bunch of moss has grown on him?
No, because I was obsessed with the overall pacing of this episode because it felt so weird because like we had the fucking like crocodile hunter moment and then Din's like dee having adventures, hanging out with my good bitch Greef. Getting my IG-11 homie. Oh no, I'm not. Psych. Fighting some pirates. Checking out with my homegirl, Bo-Katan. Are we really homegirls? I don't know if that's true. Co-workers at best. Work acquaintances, maybe. Anyways, I just felt like there's so much happened in this episode, but also not a lot happened.
No, literally. It was like Okay, so this is what I said to Jess. I said it felt like, when you watch an older anime where they were treading water like to catch up with the manga, and they make like a clip compilation episode that has like some maybe like small little things in there, and maybe the characters themselves are like narrating it and being fun, and they're like playing music and just playing clips from like previous seasons. That's what this felt
Kind of
like.
like, hey, do you remember when this happened? And like that stuff's happening just because they're like, we need to like, I don't want to call it a filler episode because it really wasn't, because
No,
it's setting up all this stuff,
it
and
wasn't
it is kind of
filler.
setting up for like, yeah, because it's not filler, but it just like felt like one of those episodes where they're like, here you go, here's all the
Because
stuff we're setting up for again in a more
like a
compacted format.
It had to be. It was the what you missed on Glee.
yeah,
That was the
well,
episode.
but that was my thing. It was like a filler episode is one where it's just like we're simply vibing for like character development and just to have fun. But like this was not a beach episode. I mean, they were on a beach at one point, but like this was like this was also probably why I didn't love it. And I think okay, I'm entering my hater era. I'm entering my haterade era. Like there were like obviously there were moments that I loved. Like we got space whales, we got fucking Babu Frick, we got a lot of fun times. We got Greef Karga with the drip. We got Bo-Katan sitting like a slut. I don't know what it is about people on the Mandalorian throne sitting like a slut, but I feel like they just have to. There are a lot of good things, but it definitely felt like the first Djarin episode of the Book of Boba Fett. That was a better season 3 premiere than this was. Because that one came out with a bang. It had the vibes of the Mandalorian. It was very whatever. It was like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like it was kicking. The whole time we were all like, okay, but what about Boba? Like that, so it was fucking ruined for us. But like that was so good. And then we got here and it was like elevator music playing. It was like, okay. And I get like, and I had to remember that like the whole conversation that he has first about like, hey, you're an apostate and you have to bathe in the waters of Mandalore. He has already had that conversation with the armor first when they were like with him, her, and Paz or whatever in the Book of Boba Fett episode. I forgot, so I was like, oh, I thought they did this in the Mandalorian already. They didn't. They literally just rehashed the whole thing for the people who don't watch the Book of Boba Fett. And like we've already talked at length on this podcast about how the whole decision that they made to make all of these separate shows was fucking stupid. But it really solidified for me in this episode because I was like, listen, if you had longer seasons, fine, I don't care. But if this is 8 episode seasons, you don't have time for not even a filler, a recap episode. Like just do a little 10-minute recap at the beginning and then let's get fucking to it. Like it's been 2 years and you're gonna be like, hey, here's the thing we're gonna go do. It's like, cool. Eventually, like I am never one of those people who's like, oh, get to plot. Where's the plot? Like I'm never one of those people. I am totally fine with fucking vibing in place, but this episode it felt unnecessary, especially when I saw like what it could have been, which was that episode in the Book of Boba Fett. So, and that's no hate to Rick who directed this episode because the directing was hilarious. I will say that one of the best parts of this episode was like the camp, the puppets, the like whatever. I was like, the vibes of that were great. It felt very old school Star Wars. Love that. Again, it is the writing, which is not usually a thing I have to say about the Mandalorian. So, anyways,
Yeah.
that's just me being a hater.
I feel like that's like not really being a hater though. Like I feel like it's a solid critique of like the decision of how they made to structure stuff. Like one of my coworkers was talking about like watching this and she was like, okay, well I can't watch it because I heard you have to watch the Book of Boba Fett first. And I was like, not really, but also kind of. I don't know. It was a weird decision. And I do feel like a lot of this episode was like a weird volume of setup, but for what it's worth, it wasn't unfun setup. Like I like the characters that are in the show enough that watching them do random bullshit, it did not bother me all that much. That said, Andor ruined every Star Wars show for me forever because I was like, oh my god, when will my spy thriller be back? it was like, when will Mon Mothma come on screen and deliver some quiet British dialogue about her funds? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of really good stuff here and there's a lot of really interesting stuff to explore with these characters specifically. I hope that they sort of, I guess, like commit to the bit basically and just like go full ham on the story that they want to tell. Because the trailer is like, we have shit to talk about, and then this episode was like, there is a big crocodile, and only Megan can stop it, and she and Axe Wolves are nowhere to be found. The dynamic duo is absent. What will we do without them? Like, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm cautiously excited for the rest of the season, and I feel like I can't judge it based on this episode, but I still had fun watching it.
I mean, like, yeah, there's a lot of setup in this episode, but yeah, I feel like it was mainly for the people who did not watch the Book of Boba Fett, because like if you didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett, well, one, it's still the confusing thing of like, how did you get the baby back? Why is he here again?
They didn't explain that part.
They did not
of all
explain
the
that.
things they didn't explain. They didn't explain that.
I had felt like they kind of talked about that in that scene with Greef, where Grogu was like spinning around in the chair. He kind of talked about that, and not in a meaningful way. Yeah, not in a meaningful way. But
if I was an only Go-Gurt fan watching this, I would be like, "Wait, huh?" I would still be confused. I would be like, "What, huh?"
Yeah, I mean, my older sister was confused because she did not remember stuff that happened. She watched the Book of Boba Fett with me and the Mandalorian before when they were coming out, and she's like, "Wait, when did this happen?" But yeah, so I'll give the episode a pass for like that, of how it felt like there was like a lot of setup crammed into like this one episode. But yeah, I do think it's for the people who have no idea what the fuck happened in the Book of Boba Fett, and you get some vibes from it in the little recap in the beginning of the episode where it's like, last time on the Mandalorian, which, thank you, because the Book of Boba Fett was not the Mandalorian, but is technically the Mandalorian.
When Noah said like, "Oh, Andor ruined me," I wouldn't even say Andor ruined me. Like, the Mandalorian itself was really good before this, so like I think for me it was like compared to the rest of the Mandalorian, it was disappointing because we were all saying like it wasn't bad. I had a fun time, but also the Mandalorian has been a quite good show so far. So then to have a like kind of mid episode was like, oh, okay, like the bar was almost too high, and then I had to remember that this is Star Wars, and sometimes you do gotta lower the bar. Like the bar was set a little too high, even for just the Mandalorian. Take out Andor, take out the besties, your Rebels, your Clone Wars, your whatever. The bar was set a little too high. I do have to remember that sometimes Star Wars is bad.
I didn't
and this
have
wasn't
my
bad. It
bar
was just like
set up too high. I came into this being like, here's another Star Wars, and so I did enjoy the episode. If I don't think about any other things that happened in the past, yeah. If you start making me think about other things, then I start to be like, But I'm just gonna tune that out and focus on what's happening here and now so that I don't feel bad emotions.
So true.
So, something I wanted to say, I really liked the episode. I liked that it kind of was fast paced. Like, I liked that it was like, okay, we got through it. We know what we're doing. We're setting up this season. We only have 8 episodes. We're not beating around the bush. Here's all your important players. Here's the plot that's happening. Wish maybe there were a couple more episodes, because I just think that 8 episodes is not enough in general. Streaming, I fear, has fundamentally affected television and storytelling, but that's a conversation for another day. But I do feel like a lot of the conversations, albeit short, gave a lot of context, not just for people who haven't watched Book of Boba Fett, but also for people who may not have watched Rebels or may not have watched the Clone Wars, because it really, like, when we met Bo-Katan, when we go to visit her, I touched on it a little earlier, Bo-Katan telling Din, like, the Children of the Watch are a part of splinter groups that tore Mandalore apart. That little piece of dialogue gave so much context for something that we did not see in The Mandalorian, that we haven't really touched on in The Mandalorian, that's been alluded to, that like we as fans who've seen everything and know everything about Mandalore, we knew that, but I didn't really think a lot about how random people who are just now watching don't have that context. So I really liked that. I could go off about all the stuff with Bo-Katan, but I just really loved her being like, I'm mad because of so many reasons, but also fuck the bitches who were like, why does Bo-Katan need the Darksaber? Why doesn't she just blah, blah, blah? She did need it, because all the bitches left her because they were unfaithful. Like, I think that her being like, yeah, there are actually consequences. It's not just me being vain. It's not just me trying to be like, I want to be in charge. I have a movement built up to take back Mandalore, and if we don't do it now with the perfect conditions, if the policy streams do not align a la John Kingdon, then this is not happening. Like, we need to make this happen now. So I really, really liked seeing it was like, actually, to everyone who said Bo-Katan was going to be a villain, she was actually being very reasonable.
Also, like, that entire scene was so well acted and performed. Like, you really got, like, this disappointment that she had with both herself and with, like, her comrades that have totally ditched her. I don't know. Like, I've enjoyed Bo-Katan for a long time. I would like to probably say I've never been a Bo-Katan hater. Many of you cannot say the same. But I don't know. I really liked that entire sequence of her with Din because I was like, there was so much complexity in like 5 lines of dialogue, and I really did like that.
I feel like that was my favorite part of the episode because of that. Like, because that was giving us something new. Like, even for those of us who know all the shit, like, oh, this is her perspective now. I will say the only piece of perspective that they didn't give, for those who don't know all the lore, was that she was a part of one of those splinter groups. Like, you wouldn't know how she is insulting herself, basically, or feeling guilt herself, whatever. And I don't know if like that will be revealed later in some sad way. I know people in the trailers have seen like there are shots of Mandalore itself with the domes with grass and how that probably is in the past. So maybe there'll be stuff in the past, whatever, and like maybe that'll be a cool reveal for the people who like don't know. But that was why it was one of my favorite parts of the episode. I mean, she was slaying. And also just like seeing her like I was never a Bo-Katan. I never hated her, but I also never like. I mean, I hated her when she was a part of Death Watch, but like I never hated her, but then like I never also like stand her or whatever. But now she's just really interesting, and I also like that they're like, oh, okay, we're giving a woman some time to shine. Nice. Wish we'd done that with Finnick. Anyway, um, I hope she shows up. Never mind. But I just think that was neat. I do kind of wish that she was coming on the little field trip to Mandalore, just because I think her and Din being like shitty coworkers would be funny.
I feel like we are going to get that. I feel like at some point something is going to happen. Some bullshit is going to come afoot where they are confronted with the fact that they're going to have to, for some reason, work together.
Okay. I just had a thought about what could bring them together. What if Din goes to Mandalore to be like, I'm going to bathe in these caves, whatever. He goes there and he's like, now wait a fucking minute. I went into the city and I went like underground, and the Empire, the remnants of the Empire are here fucking mining.
Ooh.
Like underneath the surface of Mandalore? At the heart of Mandalore?
That'd be interesting.
Wait.
I just got
Oh, that is a good theory.
And then he's like, oh my god, Bo-Katan. He's like, Bo-Katan, we need to get all the Mandalorians so we can actually take back our homeworld, because now there's an enemy there for us to all unite against.
This is how Ray Sloan in live action can still win.
Shut the fuck up! Don't
you
tell
and
me
all
this.
POV, you and all the homies are haters together, and that's what brings you all together. Is being
No,
haters.
exactly.
That's not what brought us
Wait.
together.
So true, so real. Okay, also followed by, but do y'all remember that Star Wars Explained video that was like, Thrawn has taken over Mandalore?
Please don't remind me.
Thrawn is in the caves. Thrawn is in the caves.
I'm a little
That's where
worried
him
that
and
might
Ezra
actually
are.
be the case
I
now.
know,
Like I said that as a joke, but now I'm thinking about it, I'm a little worried that Thrawn is gonna be in the caves.
Thrawn in the caves. Thraves.
Not the caves. Is Ezra
Thrawn
there
and
too?
Eli are living in the caves.
Eli is not there. Eli
Eli's
said you
wicked
can live
up
in a
there.
cave. He said you can live in a cave. I'm not doing that. I have 18 daughters to take care of.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Feel free to pay child support whenever, Thrawn. Anyways.
Whoa, Thrawn dipping on his child support.
That feels like something he would do. Anyways.
Yeah, he's like there's a reason. It's for the greater good.
Anyways.
Not greater good.
We can't.
Okay, anyways, does anyone have any other final thoughts? I have one thing I would like to talk about, but I think this is a great way to cap off this episode, even though it's not where the episode ended, but I just need to talk about it. I really enjoyed that this episode really leaned into Star Wars-ness of it all. They had all those funky little guys and people of different species all fucking around and finding out. And I loved that. We really brushed over what was maybe one of my favorite scenes in The Mandalorian to date, which was Grogu hugging that Anzellan and him being called, what was it, Bad Baby? Love that.
They said you guys like practical effects? We'll give you puppets hugging puppets. We'll give you creature makeup. We'll give you the Grinch. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I fucking love Star Wars.
No, I said it on Twitter earlier today, but that swamp boy, whatever the fuck, the pirate guy, first of all, I really thought Hondo was going to show up for a second there, and then I was like, okay, it wouldn't make sense after Rebels for him to be like, actually, I'm back to my pirate life. Anyway, but that, I have suddenly, faith in the live action Zeb is gonna look good has been fucking restored. I'm like, he is gonna be slaying. He is going to be. I fucking know it. Because listen, if they choose to go with a more practical effects kind of vibe, he had the same bone structure as that swamp guy. He has that same little pushed up pug looking ass nose, the big wide mouth, the silly little offset, again, creature looking eyes. It's the same. It's like, I'm telling you guys.
What if that
Gareth is going to look good?
What if that's just a Lasat that got like swampified? He just has mange growing on him. Yeah,
he was waiting for someone to come pick him up on Lasat, and then he was like, "Oh fuck the Empire! I'm just gonna hang out in this swamp for a little while." No, then the Empire gets defeated. And he's like, "Oh shit!"
Okay, I was also thinking, I forgot what they're called. Give me 1 second. Give me a second. What if he is a Lasat, but he's just like wearing like one of those hunting tarps, like where it looks like you're like in like moss or whatever,
like a morph suit or whatever,
like a morph suit. There we go. That's what it's called. I looked up hunter tarp they hide in.
That's not a morph suit.
I know. That's that was me not knowing, having a grasp over the English language.
Yeah. Oh wow. I would love that.
Welcome to Fantastic. This is a show within a show where I have scoured the internet for just some interesting fan casts for Star Wars characters. Basically, I'm going to tell my hosts about an actor that has been fan casted for a role in Star Wars, and they have to guess what character. Sometimes I do it the other way around, but for the sake of brevity, we're just gonna say I'm gonna say an actor. They have to guess the Star Wars character. Are you all ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so these fan casts were submitted by a listener. I don't know if the listener, I would have needed to email them to ask for their consent of like, hey, can I use your name? So I'm just gonna say a listener. You know who you are. You know what you did. They sent me this fan cast, and this is for one character. And it is Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce, famous for his role in Memento. He also, I don't know, he's been in a couple other things. He's just like a white guy. Is the thing.
I don't know why my first instinct was to say Elzar Mann, only because I think Elzar Mann in a Memento-esque situation would be really funny.
He was the guy in Iron Man 3. He was the fucked up guy in Iron Man 3.
Oh my god, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of Winter Soldier, and I was like, no,
that's Robert Redford.
That's Robert Redford. His character's name was Alexander Pierce.
What? I looked up this guy, and I looked at him, and my brain said Creighton's son.
I wish he was Creighton's son. No.
I don't know if I do.
I don't think that's right. I don't
know if he has as much of a gay vibe as you need.
That's fair.
So, is this a character who's been in live action?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a recast.
Yes.
Okay, let's think of what actor has done something problematic to result in them being recast with Guy Pearce.
Oh,
is it Obi-Wan Kenobi?
No.
Has this character been animated before too, though? Or just live action?
So, I don't think that they have been animated. However, someone akin to them has been animated.
Is it Krennic?
It is not one.
Why?
No, that makes sense. I see your logic. because Tarkin has been animated and he's akin to Krennic in a lot of ways.
Well,
see
and
the
I was
logic.
like, he kind of looks like a bargain bin Ben Mendelsohn, so I was like, I can kind
Oh,
of see how you would get there.
Damn.
Don't say that about Ben.
Is this a human?
Yes.
Okay, so that eliminates one of my bigger hints.
Or are they in the prequels?
They are in the prequels. They're in one of the prequels.
Wat Tambor.
No.
What?
Well, that's not a human. Not a human.
So
Shit.
A human who is in one of the prequels.
Yes.
They're not an Empire character.
Qui-Gon Jinn. Is it Qui-Gon Jinn?
It is not Qui-Gon Jinn. That would be
Qui-Gon
hilarious.
Jinn has been animated.
I would also, though I would love a Qui-Gon film starring Guy Pearce.
Where it's like Memento.
Oh, wow.
Memento
He's done
starring
things-
Qui-Gon Jinn? Wait. No, hold on.
Guy Pearce has done things other than Memento.
I
guys.
know, but I just think about the scene in Memento where he's like on the fucking hotel bed. That's like half the movie, but he's like, what is happening? Wait, I'm having a flashback.
Wait, so is this person in the original trilogy?
No.
They're only in one prequel movie.
That being said, they do have a descendant in the original.
Is it Klieg Lars?
It is not Klieg Lars.
Damn it.
A descendant in the original trilogy?
Yes.
Is it a character from Descendants 2?
No, it is not.
Is it
Is it a man?
Yes.
Bale Antilles?
It is not Bale Antilles.
Fuck, that was my I don't think he's ever in is it what's a descendant?
Fuck.
Who's a Nepo baby in the original trilogy?
Wait. Oh, fuck. It's a human. Fuck.
Mon Mothma as a drag king.
No.
That's
Really
fucked
beating
up.
our ass.
Can you give us a hint? I feel like we're not.
Yeah, so there was a TV show about this descendant.
Cassian Andor.
No. Yeah, Marva was in the
Wait,
prequels. Like,
Is
what?
it Jango Fett? Is it?
Yes,
Jango
it is
Fett?
Jango Fett.
What the fuck?
That's
wait.
hateful.
Are you serious?
Yes, okay,
What?
but wait.
No, get him
wait.
away from...
Wait.
No.
The thing that's important, though, is that in this same fan cast, because it's like a list of like who I'm gonna recast for this role, etc., etc. There's a role that is all of the clones. And the guy who played Billy from Stranger Things is all of the clones. Inexplicably.
wow.
What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
The Aryanification of Jango Fett and his lineage.
You know what? Our
No.
prison's obsolete? Not yet. Not till this person gets in there.
The animators of the Bad Batch called. They
No,
want their
literally.
fan cast back.
Okay, this one's funny. Tilda Swinton.
No.
Tech.
Now let's
Not Tech.
okay, now she could play Tech.
Not
She
Tech.
plays the better Tech.
Not human.
Ventress.
Not Ventress.
Okay, Tilda
Aura
Swinton.
Singh.
Yes!
Stop. No, you can't be fucking serious right now.
Fives and you said not human and
No.
Tilda Swinton
wow.
has...
This would be her second role being an asshole to children.
No, literally.
Oh,
She's
wow.
giving Boba Fett Turkish delight.
no.
No, I'm
God.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm now just picturing Tilda Swinton with Aura Singh's hateful hair. That's incredible.
And her
And
long little
long
like
ass fingers.
She's been bald before.
Boba Fett,
Fucking-
the freaking Turkish delights with her long little fingers.
She's like a fucking eye.
Her little antenna poking out, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, Boba Fett, you should tell me where your family is. I'll give you
God.
Turkish delights."
Do y'all think Aura Singh is a femcel?
Yeah.
right?
No,
Absolutely.
like clearly fucking Hondo.
Oh, that's true. I feel like it's more like Hondo's like, I'm letting you fuck me.
Oh, wow.
It's like Hondo getting pegged by Aura Singh. This guy.
Yeah.
Sympathy fuck from Hondo
Not
Onaga.
No, that's how you know it's fucking dire if Hondo's like, oh wow. You need this.
Okay. Huh. I can't remember if I've done... I've had to have done this one, but just in case I haven't, this is a series of actors being all fan cast for this one role. Simon Pegg, Nathan Fillion, Matt LeBlanc from Friends, Paul Rudd.
I feel like we have done this one, but I can't for the life of me remember who it
Is it
is.
Is
Zeb?
it Tech?
It is not Tech and not Zeb.
Is it Gobi?
It is not Gobi. I
Okay,
like where your
second
head's at,
question.
Are
though.
they human?
Is it...
Yes, human.
Oh, I was going to ask if it was Jar Jar's shitty whale father, but I guess
No.
not.
George R. Banks?
No, it's
George
not
R.
Banks.
Binks.
Okay, so they're human, yes?
Yes.
Is Tilda Swinton a character in Star Wars that they could play?
I would love if Tilda Swinton played this character as well. We can add her to the list as my own fan cast for this character.
Is this... I'm just... The crossover... Is it a Mandalorian?
It's a character from The Mandalorian, not a Mandalorian.
Is it Axe Woves?
It is not Axe Woves.
Fuck.
He's a
Is it-
Mandalorian. Did you forget that he's a Mandalorian?
Yeah,
Ollie?
what?
No, okay, well, here's the thing. I feel like... I just got so distracted because I feel like Nathan Fillion's head is so perfectly shaped for a Mandalorian helmet.
Oh, wow.
Greef
But, like,
Karga.
Not Greef Karga. That would be so dark.
It would be
No, that's
so fucked
no,
up.
that's Queef Karga.
Oh, no.
Migs
Um,
Mayfield.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, Paul Rudd is Miggs.
Stop.
He'd slay.
Stop.
He'd slay.
No. Yeah, that's the problem. Migs needs to be like someone you'd unfortunately happen upon inside a Dunkin' Donuts, not someone you'd be like thrilled to find at a coffee
I
shop.
know, like if they found Migs and he was played by Paul Rudd, they'd be like,
All
they
of his
wouldn't have just-
awfulness would just be canceled out. I would be like, wow, he's so naturally charming and wonderful.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, I have one more, actually. I'm so sorry. Because I think we have done this one. It's so easy. It's so small. Natalie Portman.
Not Padme.
Not Padme.
Is it Sabe?
Sabe?
It's not Sabe.
Is it Leia?
No, it's not Leia.
Is
Is it
it
a non-human character?
It is a human character.
is it Tech?
It is,
they can't all be
it is
Tech.
not Tech.
Is it in the prequels?
No.
Rey Skywalker.
No.
Phasma.
No.
Stop.
Jinn Urso.
No.
Orson
Okay.
Krennic.
Running out of white,
No.
brown-haired women.
Avar Kriss.
Not Avar Chris. Also, perhaps she's not brown haired.
I thought you were gonna say perhaps she's not white, and I was like, oh no.
Cara
Perhaps she's not
Dune.
red-haired.
Not
Um,
Cara Dune.
Okay, so this
I
is-
like where
this
your
is a
head is,
blonde. Pelimoto.
No.
Who's the woman from Andor who's not Deirdre Beardre from Everything Everywhere All at Once? But the other one?
Oh, Clea?
Bix.
No, the blonde lady who has issues.
Dedra?
Yeah, that one.
No.
Oh,
I was gonna say Mon Mothma for a second.
Mon Mothma does not have issues. Okay, well, I guess
Vel?
you can't spell MILF without I for issues. That's fine.
It's not
Mom
Vel, right?
issues like fuck.
Fair enough.
Beru.
It is not Vel. Who did you say, Jess?
Beru.
It is not Beru White Sun.
That would be fucking hilarious. Holy shit.
Okay, is this a character that's like related to the Skywalker lineage at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Is it Enfys Nest?
No, it is not Enfys Nest.
No.
This is why I will say, if I had, she of course appears in like a piece of the Skywalker saga visual canon. She is perhaps adjacent in certain, depending on who you ask.
Kira.
Price?
Not Price, not Kira.
Darn,
would it be
Natalie is a Renda
Bravo?
Price would give.
Whoa, Haldo, no.
Fuck.
Wait, guys, do you know that
Leia?
post from Natalie Portman updates that's like, I feel like shit. It's Natalie Portman pregnant.
That's how
Okay.
I feel right now.
Okay, no, I just want to posit that picture, but it's Dorinda Price.
I will say this character has a lot of discourse surrounding her.
Omega.
No.
Bo-Katan?
Bo-Katan.
No.
I was just obsessed. I was like, that was such an interesting choice. So true. Just
Wow.
recast Natalie Portman as Bo-Katan.
Oh wow.
Anyways, that was fantastic. Thank you for playing.
That was incredible. I feel
Thank
great.
you.
So, welcome to everybody's favorite segment, Name That Ship, wherein we take fan fictions that we either find or were submitted to us, and our hosts have to guess the ship. Obviously this is all in good fun. We love the medium of fan fiction, so please do not like seek these people out and be horrible, because this is ultimately like a celebration of something that we love. That said, this was actually sent to me by, oh, they didn't actually put a name in. That's really wonderful. This is a very simple thing. It's just character A / character B. The characters are character A and character B. The tags are alternate universe canon divergence, mutual pining, alien biology, and romance.
So it's the ship that's like really what takes it over the top.
In my opinion, yes. Yeah.
So I'm assuming with alien biology, this means they're not human characters.
Correct. Neither of them are human.
Are they
Okay.
Are they from the prequel trilogy?
Not exactly. One of them did appear in the prequel trilogy, but that's not, I think, what he's most known for.
Is one of them from Clone Wars?
Yes. Actually, they
Is
both
one of-
are.
Okay. Are they best known for Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Is one of them Cham Syndulla?
No.
Fuck.
Was Cham Syndulla in the prequel trilogy?
No, but only one of them was in the prequel trilogy.
Kit Fisto.
Yes, one of them is Kit
Oh,
Fisto.
Is it Plo Koon?
No.
That would have been Slay. If y'all are okay, guys, if y'all just real quick PSA, if y'all are writing any Plo Koon Kit Fisto, you can DM me. My DMs are open. Maul.
No, not Maul.
Savage.
Yes, this is a Savage present Kit Fisto marriage story.
Oh,
Okay.
marriage story?
Marriage story?
Marriage, yeah, they're married.
Oh, I thought you
Oh, I
meant
thought
like
you meant-
marriage story, like
Oh
Every
my
day
god.
I wake up and I
Can
hope
you
you're
imagine?
dead.
Wait, no, someone needs to write that. If you're listening and thinking to yourself, I would love to see Kit Fisto and or Savage Opress played by Adam Driver opposite Scarlett Johansson, please write this fanfiction immediately.
I would love to see Scarlett Johansson play another non-white coded character in Kit Fisto. Wouldn't that be great? She could play Kit Fisto.
Remember when she went on Twitter and she was like, I could act as a tree if I wanted to? I'll never
Yeah.
forget
Remember
you.
when Scarlett Johansson met Hatsune Miku in a commercial and she's like,
That's
hey,
my
Miku, it's
favorite
Scarlett.
thing in my
Why would you
entire...
I
remind me
think
of
about that all the
this?
time.
Claudia, you don't wake up thinking about that and then brings a smile to your face. She goes, hey, Miku, always be true to yourself.
I will fucking quote that all the time out of context, just like, hey, Miku, it's Scarlett.
so. The fanfiction I am going to be bringing is, it is entitled "Anoint the Wound." I found this in the most interesting way possible. I'm gonna read the tags, and I'm gonna read one of the characters' names, not in the ship, but just so you know, this is how I found the fanfiction, was through this character's tag. All right. So, Anoint the Wound by SPQR. Additional tags: alternate universe, blank lives, post blank, sharing a bed. What you must understand about me is that I love Babu Frick, disabled character.
Okay. I like that Babu Frick is there. Is that it?
That's it. And
So
it's-
is this like sequels?
no,
Is Din Djarin one of them?
Djarin is not one of them.
Is this a Mandalorian era?
No, it is not a Mandalorian era story.
It's not take place in the Mandoverse?
This does not take place in the Mandoverse.
Okay, interesting. Is this Star Wars Rebels?
No, it is not Star Wars Rebels.
Is it the prequel era?
It is not the prequel era.
Is it Star Wars Resistance?
It is not Star Wars Resistance.
I would love for it to be Star Wars Resistance.
What the fuck is this?
Confused.
Is it, guys, we've had way harder than this. Come on. Is it the original trilogy?
Around that time.
Is it Solo?
It is not Solo.
So it's around the time of the original trilogy. What else is
Rogue
going on during
One?
the original trilogy?
It is close to Rogue One.
Is it Andor?
It is Andor.
Okay.
Interesting.
So this is an
Okay.
Andor fic that also contains Babu Frick?
Yes, it is.
Is Vel Sartha there?
Vel Sartha, she's there, but she's not in the ship.
Is it Cassian and Melshi?
It is Cassian Andor. It is not Melshi.
Fuck, is it Kino?
It is not Kino.
Is
Well-
it Cyril?
It is not Cyril.
Stop. No.
I know Cyril wants him carnally and just doesn't know how to.
Say
Oh,
it.
vocalize it.
absolutely. Okay. I'm trying to think of who's left.
Is this another character from Andor?
Yes.
It's not Luthen, right?
It is not Luthen.
Is it
Okay,
a
good.
man?
It is a man.
Okay.
Tamarin.
It is not Tamarin.
Oh my
Is it one of
god.
the Aldani besties?
Yes.
Is it Gorn?
No.
Oh
Is it,
wait.
what's his name?
who's-
Like,
Is it Nemec?
It is Nemec.
Oh
I thought
shit!
that.
So
Okay.
this is a fan fiction where Nemec does live and it's Cassian and
Okay.
him being in love or whatever, but also Babu Frick is there. And so imagine my surprise as today I was going through the Babu Frick tag because I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I brought a fic with Babu Frick in it? Like it
Or
just
Babu Fick, if you will.
a Babu Fick. And I stumbled upon this and I was like, wow. First of all, it looks like it's like kind of slay, just it's like 7,000 words. I just was like, oh my god, Babu, why are you here?
so I have prepared. Well, I didn't prepare it. Someone sent this to me. This was sent to me by the patron saint of Heelys at _roverbot_ on Twitter. And it is a crossover fanfic. So you
Ooh.
guys are gonna guess the ship, but also the crossover.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, there's not a lot of tags in this. It is, character A / character B, Anakin Skywalker, and then some characters from the thing that it's crossing over with.
Okay, so Anakin is there, but he's not in the ship, right?
Yeah, he's just there.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly where he should be.
And then this is a blank AU, blank as in the crossover. Why did I write blank AU? The plot of this thing, but in space. Meet cute, communication failure, undercover, poor communication kills. Character B is too good and pure for this sinful galaxy. And look, I lost control of my life a long time ago. This was inevitable.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why was my first instinct psych?
No, it's not psych.
That
That
would
would be very slay.
Okay.
That would be hilarious.
So is the crossover material a TV show? Is it a book? Is it a movie?
It's a movie.
Okay.
I will also ask, is this like the plot of this thing is happening to Star Wars characters, or is it like these characters are in Star Wars?
I think from my understanding, it's the plot of this thing is happening to the Star Wars characters.
Okay.
Okay, that is really helpful to know. So, I'm also gonna try. Is this like a crazy ship, or is this just like why are they in this situation?
It's not a crazy ship. It's more like why are they in this?
Okay, is one of them Obi-Wan?
No.
Oh,
Interesting.
Is Rex one of them?
No.
Is it Shrek?
okay.
Shrek, no.
Shrek in space? Shrace? I'd be down for that.
Wait,
So-
Shreks, but it's like REX and
Oh,
SHR.
God.
Like,
Wait,
Okay,
is the
wait.
crossover thing is it a movie? Is it animated?
It's a movie.
It's movie and it's animated.
It's an animated
film.
movie. Okay. Is it
Is
up?
it Disney?
Yeah.
Is it Inside Out?
No.
Is it Pixar?
Inside Out.
It's not Pixar.
So it's Disney animation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Encanto.
No.
Okay, I love the
Little
idea
Mermaid.
of Star Wars
No.
characters in an Encanto. Can we? I want to figure out who this ship is first.
Okay, is it two men?
No.
It's okay, is
Is
it a
it-
straight couple?
No.
Yes,
Okay.
is it two women?
It's two women.
All right.
Oh, love.
Is it a
And
Disney
these are-
princess film?
Whoa,
Okay. It's not Padme. It's not a Disney princess film.
Are these
is it Ahsoka?
It is Ahsoka.
okay?
Ahsoka's
Is the other
character
character also a Star Wars character, or are they from the crossover?
Yes, they're a Star Wars character.
Same
Is it
era?
Barriss Offee?
It is Barriss Offee.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is Ahsoka and
Okay.
Barriss.
Okay, so
Now
it's
you
not
just
a
have
Disney.
to figure out the crossover.
Is the movie a musical?
Yes.
Oh,
The Little
shit.
Mermaid.
No,
No,
it's
it's
The
not
Little
a Disney
Mermaid.
princess film. It's Disney animation, but it's not a Disney princess film, and it's a musical.
Is this from the
that's not
Disney
a lot of-
Renaissance era, or
Atlantis? No, that's not a
Oh,
musical.
No. Wait, when is
Beauty
the
and the
Renaissance
Beast?
area exactly?
it's
That's
like
gonna be like
well,
Tarzan, Atlantis. Oh no,
Yeah.
Renaissance
Yeah.
is before that. Sorry.
would you describe this as like a classic Disney movie, or is it more recent?
Yeah, it's a classic.
But it's
Why
not.
was
But
it?
it's
Mm-mm.
but it's not a princess movie, correct? This is not a princess movie.
Yeah, it's not a princess movie.
Okay.
Fox and the Hound?
No, but you're getting warmer.
No, it's gotta be a musical. Oh, wait. Oh,
Bambi.
No.
No, it has to be. It's not. No, it is a musical.
Yes.
Oliver and Company.
No.
That's okay. I don't know how the fuck they would be in an Oliver and Company Barasoka AU.
Are they animals?
Yes.
Wait.
Oh shit! Is it a
Lady and the Tramp?
Aristocats?
It is the Aristocats.
Oh my god.
Also, the other characters from
Who the fuck are the three babies? I need to know.
the characters are, Barris Offee, Ahsoka Tano, Anakin Skywalker, Amelia,
Wait,
and
who is
Abigail
who?
Gabble. I don't
Who is
know
who?
who they are.
Wait, Jess, who were the last characters?
Amelia and Abigail Gabble and Scat
Who
the
the
cat.
So Scat is there.
Amelia
Also,
and
the fact
Abigail
that
are the geese.
I know, but also the fact that his name is Scat, I never thought.
Yeah,
about
his name's Scat the cat.
So wait, is Ahsoka or Barris Thomas O'Malley the alley cat?
Let me read the summary. Shipwrecked and stranded on a remote agricultural planet, Barris Offee doesn't dare reveal her identity as a Jedi for fear of. I think is she?
Ahsoka is. It sounds like Ahsoka is
Thomas O'Malley.
Tom.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Barris Offee doesn't dare reveal her identity as a Jedi for fear of drawing on unwanted attention that might endanger the younglings in her care. Enter the charming, compassionate young spacer Ashla, who drops everything to take the group under her protection and asks for nothing in return, as Barris grows more and more unhappy with the necessity of lying to a young woman who's been nothing but honest with them. Oh wait, maybe Ahsoka is not Tom.
I mean, she has to be based on that.
Because then it says, meanwhile, Ahsoka Tano and her Jedi and her master are on an undercover mission. She really wishes she could tell this scared young mother oh wait, I'm confused. I should read
So it sounds
this.
like Ahsoka is undercover as Ashla, and Barris is pretending not to be a Jedi, but they're both still Jedi. That's what it sounds like to me.
One of the babies, one of the younglings that's with her is Caleb.
Oh shit!
I'm like scanning
God.
through this fic now and said Caleb Doom.
What about
That's
Cal?
kind of- Caleb and Cal, so true.
The little
I'm
cats from the Aristocats.
Low-key obsessed.
Yeah, I saw that, and I do love the Aristocats, so I when I saw this was submitted to me, I was just like, holy shit, wait. So thank you so much for joining us this week for RuPaul's Pod Race. Episodes drop every Sunday. For updates, Star Wars news, and more curse shit, follow us on social media at RuPaul's Pod Race. Want to ask a question? Send us a question to our TikTok Q&A, Tumblr Ask Box, or email us at RuPaul'sPodRace@gmail.com. If you really love the show, please rate and review it on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, or Overcast, and tell a friend who might be interested. It really helps. And remember, may the Force be with you, and don't kriff it up.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
Waka.
This is the way.
This is
We
the
know
waka
the
waka.
way.
Away.
You think, guys, it's only a matter of time before Lin-Manuel Miranda's in The Mandalorian.
No.
He's
He's
already
not
been in
now.
Star Wars
Don't.
like twice
Don't.
now.
Already?
No.
He's
Been
no,
in Star
he's-
Wars.
Yeah, but that okay. Yeah, so has Andy Serkis.
Oh god, you're
That's
right.
true.